I have an astrology update for you. We are about to begin Mercury in Virgo, and this is going to be a really interesting transit of Mercury in Virgo because it's going to include part of the Mercury retrograde. The Mercury retrograde is going to begin on August 4th, and it'll begin in Virgo, and then Mercury will move back into the sign of Leo. But first, we have to get into this Mercury in Virgo energy a little bit. So Mercury is entering the sign of Virgo on July 25th, and it will be in Virgo through August 14th. And so Mercury is already in the pre-shadow. It's already slowing down and preparing to retrograde. So usually Mercury is moving very fast, but right now it is moving slower and slower each day. And it's going to be in this pre-shadow for about the first 10 days that it's in Virgo, and then it's going to station and turn retrograde and be in Virgo retrograding for another 10 days before it goes back into Leo to finish the rest of the retrograde. So Mercury in Virgo, when Mercury is in Virgo, our minds and the way that we think and the way we communicate is influenced to be a little more analytical, a little more efficient and practical. We are dealing with the planet of the mind, thoughts, ideas, communication, commerce, and day-to-day travel in the sign of Virgo, which it rules over the sign of Virgo. And Virgo is a sign of discernment and detail and focus. Virgo knows the value of understanding the details and having a plan instead of just jumping into things willy-nilly, right? So Virgo, when being influenced by Mercury, is bringing this energy that is methodical and precise, organized and detail-oriented. And then Mercury is moving very, very slowly through this beginning early sign degrees of Virgo. So it is really asking us to slow down and pay attention to the details. Do not rush things. Be precise. Be methodical. Pay attention and look at the details so that you can organize and be prepared and be very efficient. The very early 10 degrees of Virgo are associated with the Eight of Pentacles tarot card. This is the tarot card of the first 10 degrees of Virgo, also known as the first decan of Virgo. And so this is where Mercury is entering and stationing. And you can see here that this is also a card representing attention to detail and very careful, precise work. This is someone who is learning a new skill or perfecting a skill that they have been working on for a long time. And they're not rushing to run off and show off what they've done. They're making sure that all of the work that they've done has been done correctly. And this is where Mercury is stationing. So this is going to be kind of a good card to use to help us envision the lessons of what this Mercury retrograde has in store, or at least the first half of the Mercury retrograde when it's in Virgo. Just to give you a more detailed schedule of the Mercury retrograde, as I said before, the retrograde will be from August 4th through 29th. But we've already been in the pre-shadow of the Mercury retrograde since July 16th, and that was when Mercury was at 21 degrees Leo, and it entered the pre-shadow zone. And then on August 4th, it is going to begin the retrograde at 4 degrees Virgo. And it will be retrograde until August 29th. During that retrograde, it is going to go back into the sign of Leo. I believe it was August 14th, if I'm remembering correctly. So it'll be back in Virgo, and it's going to retrograde all the way back to 21 degrees of Leo. That's where that pre-shadow started. And that on August 29th, it'll station and begin moving direct again. and then it'll be moving direct again after August 29th, but it'll still be in the post shadow until September 11th when it gets back to and moves beyond 4 degrees Virgo. So that's your Mercury retrograde schedule. It's a good time to start planning and prepping for retrograde period. We may already see some retrograde stuff beginning to influence us and popping off before the retrograde begins, because that's how the post shadow and pre shadow works. So slow down, check your details, be careful, be concise, and yeah, try not to rush things too much. There's details that you might be missing, important details that you might be missing if you're going to rush things, or something will be overlooked. It's very easy to overlook a detail, and then that can come back later and bite you in the butt. I have tarot or astrology readings available for you if you would like some guidance for this Mercury retrograde. Message me to schedule.